Good morning, first and second graders. It's Friday. It's packet trading day. You bring me your packet all finished and doing your very best work in there, and I'll give you a new one to start with a little surprise inside. If mom and dad are listening, tell them to plug their ears. Okay? In your new packet, I wanted to give mom and dad some flowers to thank them for all their hard work. But flowers don't fit in your packet very good. They'd get all smushed. And so instead, I put a packet of flower seeds in there. Would you plant them and help them grow? They'll need all the ingredients that we learned about in science: dirt, oxygen, a little bit of water, but not too much or they get moldy. And then watch them grow, and when they finally bloom, share them with mom and dad as a thank you gift for helping you with school. You know, I was just thinking about the seeds we planted in our class. Remember when we planted the grass seed? Kendrick's grass seed is still growing right here, and I think maybe it needs a haircut. Do you still have yours? That's pretty fun. I'd love to see a picture of yours if you still have it. If we forget to water it, it'll probably die, but we've remembered to water it every once in a while so that it keeps growing and it's time for a haircut. Well, let's get started with our books of the Old Testament, okay? Here we go with Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 2 Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. 39 books in the Old Testament. Yesterday we read a story about Mephibosheth from 2 Samuel. What comes after 2 Samuel? 1 Kings. 1 Kings. And we're looking for chapter 18, verse 46 today. 1 Kings 18:46. Pause the video till you find it and then turn it back on. 1 Kings 18:46. Here we go. 1 Kings 18:46. And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. Do you remember this story from chapel a while ago? I think Mr. Nathan from one of the big kids preached it to us about the contest that King Ahab and his prophets who worshipped Baal tried to get their god Baal to light the altar on fire, but of course it didn't work because Baal wasn't even real. And then Elijah put together an altar, covered it with water, and prayed one prayer one time. And God sent fire straight from heaven and burned up that altar and all the water that was on it. You ever seen fire burn up water before? That's not usually what happens. But God's power showed how real he was that day. And then he finally sent rain. See, it hadn't rained for 3 years because of King Ahab and his sin. And Elijah had said it wouldn't rain until God said so. It took 3 years. And that day, after that contest on the mountain, a cloud started to form, and Elijah knew it's going to rain, and he tied up his robe, girded up his loins, the verse said, and took off running. Remember how he ran faster than Ahab and his horses, and he ran all the way back to the city? That was almost like running a whole marathon at top speed. He was also a little bit old, but he could really run really fast. It was pretty amazing. And here's the verse that tells us about it. And the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, and he girded up his loins and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. God gave him the power to do that day, just like God gives us the power to do our work today. Now it is Friday, and so that reminds me of a special friend that wants to come and say hello. Here she is. Hi guys. I've been waiting and waiting my turn to say hi. Have you been having a good week? I want to tell you a joke. Ready? Knock, knock. Oh, who's there? Dewey. Dewey who? Do we have to do school today? Yes, Ginger, we have to do school today because we want to keep learning. And it's Friday, and we're going to do our best on our packets, give them back to Mrs. Pierce, see how many smiley faces we earned. Ooh, last time you earned prizes for all your smiley faces. Did you spend all your prizes, all your free passes on seat work? Did you remember? I hope so, because that was a great privilege to get to skip something you didn't feel like doing that day. That doesn't happen very often, does it? Well, we best get to work. We've got things to do. You've got Mom and Dad or whoever has to bring your packet back to the school and pick up your new one, and then you've got a weekend to take off from school and spend it well. Did you get to play in the snow yesterday? Isn't that just ridiculous how much snow showed up in April? It's not going to stay very long. It's going to melt fast and probably make some mud, and then we'll see some beautiful flowers and green grass start showing up from all that moisture. And that'll be great. Hey, if you've got a furry friend like Ginger who wants to hang out with you at school today, if it's okay with Mom and Dad, go grab them. Have them sit with you and help you get your schoolwork done well. I'll see you later. Have a great day.